to get through the Baldoni and Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively filings up until this point.
I think Blake Lively just leaked the names of the two other actresses who were uncomfortable.
I don't know what she was thinking. Before we get to it, I think it's imperative you know what she accused Justin of in the lawsuit.
Summer 2024 ended and the social media storm around Blake Lively seemed to have died down as the internet turned its focus to other topics and controversies.
The Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni lawsuit has taken yet another unexpected turn, and this time it's worse than anyone expected. Blake Lively has been accused of stealing. This isn't a little misunderstanding or blunder. New information has emerged, and Justin Baldoni's legal team is not holding back. Baldoni's side, armed with what they claim is solid evidence, is leaking information that might jeopardize Blake's whole defense strategy. The claims have sent shockwaves throughout Hollywood, sparking heated debate among fans and industry insiders alike. But exactly what did Blake allegedly steal? How has this information affected the course of the lawsuit? And why are commentators describing this as one of the most complicated and dramatic legal disputes in modern Hollywood history? With so many unresolved questions and increasing tension, the case continues to unfold, keeping everyone hooked by the drama. Let's delve deeper into the elements that have made this story difficult to ignore.
Sounds like the immediate start of this scene is Blake Lively being Blake Lively directing the scene. Look at, she's trying to change it. Well, actually, I want the light behind me. He's the director.
Okay. You know to doubt it. I'll make you so sure about it.
They score!
God only knows what I'd be without you.
Like, very respectful so far. I gotta be honest. He's reaching in. He's not even being aggressive in it.
The shocking moment came when Justin Baldoni's legal team presented receipts that allegedly proved Blake Lively's guilt. According to the filings filed, Blake allegedly used copyrighted content from Baldoni's production crew without the necessary licenses or authorization. These assertions are quite significant, especially given the lawsuit's larger context, which revolves around creative disagreements and claimed contract violations. Observers in the courtroom noted that Blake's legal team got visibly nervous as Baldoni's attorneys meticulously laid out a detailed sequence of events. This timeline indicated Blake's access to sensitive information throughout their previous working relationship, raising concerns about intent and responsibility. The topic has sparked widespread interest among industry insiders, who are attentively observing how such charges may affect future collaboration in Hollywood. Legal experts believe that if the accusations are upheld in court, it might set a precedent for greater enforcement of intellectual property rights. For the time being, all eyes are focused on the proceedings, waiting to see how both parties will navigate this high-stakes legal battle.
To get through the Baldoni and Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively filings up until this point. So I really wasn't going to come on here because I just came back from visiting a client for like 5 hours at the jail and I need to meal prep. I'm going to be meal prepping after we're done. But I said, no, I got to see what's going on with that lawsuit. So we are going to pick right back up. Now, please make sure Amanda, mother of cats, nerd at law, you're amazing. Please make sure to take off your shoes, get comfortable, and like the video. Okay? All right. Take off your shoes, get comfortable, like the video. Amanda, do you want to be a moderator? Because you've been here. You're going to be a moderator now. There's somebody from the stream before who I had to unmake a moderator. They were turning up. The reporter asked to speak with Sloan regarding problems on the set involving Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni and the fallout over that, with Blake being labeled difficult and a power struggle existing. Sloan, without consulting Nathan, promptly responded, "That is 100% untrue. And further, your info is totally off. It is evident that Sloan never intended to honor her agreement with Nathan. Instead, she exploited the arrangement to gain a strategic advantage in the media." Because then Nathan wouldn't be expecting any response from Sloan because she's like, we've already agreed. that we're going to talk to each other first. But Sloan was like, how naive of you to think that. I'm talking to the press.
In another twist, Blake is now mired in controversy for revealing the names of 2 actresses involved in the lawsuit against their wishes. This revelation has sparked a heated debate, as these individuals' identities were supposed to be protected during the court proceedings. The women, whose privacy was supposed to be protected by solid legal agreements, appear to be upset by the unanticipated violation. According to those close to them, they feel betrayed and exposed, adding fuel to the fire surrounding Blake's actions. Critics have slammed Blake for her actions, accusing her of breaching confidentiality agreements and disregarding ethical boundaries. Many argue that this move not only jeopardizes the integrity of the legal process, but also harms Blake's reputation. Some have gone so far as to label her actions as selfish and reckless, claiming that she may prioritize personal fortune over the well-being of others. This risky approach has sparked widespread doubt about Blake's aims. Observers are wondering if she is desperate to gain public sympathy, even if it means jeopardizing the privacy and dignity of those around her. Blake risks alienating her admirers and ruining her reputation by throwing others under the bus, as some have put it. The impact of this episode demonstrates the delicate balance of transparency and privacy in high-profile cases. While some believe Blake's efforts will help her narrative, others see them as a risky wager that could backfire. As the story unfolds, one thing is certain: Blake's disputed choice has become a watershed moment in this ongoing narrative, raising serious concerns about accountability, ethics, and the cost of gaining public favor.
Guys, I think Blake Lively just leaked the names of the 2 other actresses who were uncomfortable with Justin Baldoni, and you are not going to believe this. I cannot believe this, guys. I have zero doubt in my mind, in my opinion, that Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, their team leaked these names. And you'll see why in a second. Let's get through this. It ends with us. Blake Lively claims 2 other actresses are prepared to testify against Justin Baldoni. The new allegations were part of an amended complaint filed late Tuesday by Lively, including that Baldoni's Wayfair partner and billionaire Steve Sarowitz allegedly told a witness he will protect the studio like Israel protected itself from Hamas. This is how you know it's a hit piece, okay?
If things weren't already difficult enough, a full video has surfaced that significantly challenges Blake's claims. This audio, taken from the set of It Ends With Us, has exchanges that obviously contradict her previous statements regarding significant production changes. These recordings show that Blake was aware of and even participated in decisions that she later publicly questioned. The significance of this information cannot be overstated, since it not only undermines her credibility, but also strengthens Baldoni's position in the ongoing debate. The disclosures have stunned fans and industry insiders, and many are now doubting Blake's team's plan. Why would they allow such readily debunked claims to enter the public domain? Legal experts believe that this shift might substantially alter the narrative, especially when further information emerge. For the time being, all eyes are on how both sides will react to this bombshell, which has exacerbated an already tense situation.
I don't know what she was thinking. Before we get to it, I think it's imperative you know what she accused Justin of in the lawsuit. She says here, Mr. Baldoni and Miss Lively were filming a slow dance scene for a montage in which no sound was recorded. Mr. Baldoni chose to let the cameras roll and have them perform the scene, but did not act in character as Ryle. Instead, he spoke to Miss Lively out of character as himself. At one point, he leaned forward and slowly dragged his lips from her ear and down her neck as he said, "It smells so good." None of this was remotely in character or based on any dialogue in the script, and nothing needed to be said because, again, there was no sound. Mr. Baldoni was caressing Miss Lively with his mouth in a way that had nothing to do with their roles. When Miss Lively later objected to this behavior,
In an unexpected move, Blake's legal team attempted to influence the narrative surrounding the case by advancing grooming allegations against Baldoni. This unexpected strategy was based on what many have described as unreliable and unconfirmed information. The claims were presented in a way that appeared designed to influence public opinion and cast doubt on Baldoni's character. However, these allegations were met with skepticism and quickly dismissed by credible sources, including independent investigators, journalists, and legal experts who closely monitored the situation. The outrage was swift and widespread. Many saw this technique as a desperate attempt by Blake's team to divert attention away from the huge evidence that had been accumulating against their client. Legal analysts were quick to point out that such tactics frequently backfire, particularly when based on unproven or shaky claims. In fact, other prominent attorneys weighed in, claiming that unfounded claims would not only harm Blake's credibility, but would also impair his case in court. Members of the public echoed these warnings, flocking to social media sites to express their anger with what they saw as an underhanded method designed to alter the narrative. The grooming allegations against Baldoni were especially difficult because they lacked solid evidence. Critics argued that the assertions appeared to be more about creating spectacular headlines than addressing any serious legal concerns. This method raises ethical concerns about Blake's defense strategy, including if it was intended to promote justice or simply muddle the waters. As one legal expert pointed out in a televised appearance, when you resort to throwing mud in the hope that something sticks, it doesn't just reflect poorly on your case, it can also undermine public trust in the entire judicial process. Furthermore, the timing of these allegations brought another layer of complexity to the situation. With the trial approaching and new pieces of evidence arriving virtually daily, Blake's team appeared to be under increasing pressure. Observers speculated that this pressure may have motivated them to pursue such a risky and confrontational strategy. However, rather than addressing their concerns, the ruling appeared to increase the pressure on Blake and their legal team. The public mood turned even more against Blake, with many people expressing disgust at what they saw as an attempt to deflect blame rather than confront the issues full-on. As the story proceeded, it became clear that Baldoni's reputation had stayed largely intact despite the allegations. Supporters gathered around him, highlighting his reputation for professionalism and ethics. Meanwhile, Blake's camp became increasingly isolated, seeking to justify its actions in the face of mounting criticism. Legal commentators continued to emphasize the potential consequences of pursuing fraudulent claims, pointing out that judges and juries tend to view such techniques negatively. In high-profile cases like this one, where emotions run high and every detail is scrutinized, maintaining trust is critical for all sides, particularly the defense. Ultimately, my experience served as a reminder of how delicate the balance may be in judicial proceedings. While it is understandable that defendants may feel compelled to pursue every possible possibility to protect themselves, there are risks associated with overreaching or engaging in unethical conduct. Blake believes that bringing grooming claims against Baldoni without good evidence could be a costly error. It not only diverted attention away from the main issues at hand, but it also reinforced feelings of despair and a lack of responsibility. Moving forward, all eyes will be on how this case progresses. Will Blake's team change their plans in light of the backlash? Or will they continue on this course, jeopardizing their chances of winning in court? One thing is certain, the stakes are higher than ever, and every action made by either side will be scrutinized and analyzed extensively. As the court battle continues, the importance of sticking to facts, avoiding sensationalism, and adhering to ethical norms cannot be overstated. After all, in the pursuit of justice, integrity should always prevail over manipulation.
That's the complaint. It doesn't have to do with Justin creeping on her as of yet. It has to do with that part of the production.
That she had a bad apartment, or that they said the motherhood comment?
The motherhood comment.
I don't get it.
I don't either. So all he
that's
said
what's confusing about it.
Is that motherhood is important. We're going to cover the money and you can find a place that fits you.
Well, that's why,
terrible.
That's why the team
disgusting.
That's why the Team Justin people are making videos out of it and talking about it, because it is so ridiculous. But in her defense, it could have just been such a throwaway thing that she said to Blake too. And then Blake took it and was
That's what it sounds like.
You know, yeah. So there was a video and Justin says, I found this girl, we auditioned her, I thought she was great. I brought over her tape to Blake, and Taylor was there, and they both were like, oh my God, she's perfect. And she really was a good casting match for her to be the younger Blake, like the teenage version. And so she was involved, besides giving her song, besides being there when they rewrote the scene for the rooftop scene where she is like, Wait, you're a neurosurgeon? Oh, wait, you're serious. Like, the rooftop scene is so weird. And so clearly Taylor's going to be deposed. There's no way out of it, I think. She's going to be deposed, which nobody likes to be deposed.
Do they live next door to each other? I'm constantly like baffled by how much she's over at Blake Lively's home.
This story has undoubtedly made international headlines. As more information became available, many people were taken aback by the gravity of the situation. We recently watched It Ends With Us, which had been highly recommended, despite the fact that we had not seen it before. This is only our initial assessment, our views based on what we've seen thus far. Blake Lively's fans initially defended her, but when new facts surfaced, many began to question her actions. Social media is buzzing with strong opinions, and an increasing number of people believe the evidence against Blake is irrefutable. Even many who previously opposed Justin Baldoni's assertions now acknowledge that his well-documented materials are devastating to Blake's point of view. The group dynamic is complex. Initially, they found themselves distributing income among 4 members: their agency, manager, and ad sales, resulting in less profit than expected. Taxes increased complexity. Some members suggested reducing the group size to boost individual earnings. They repackaged a previous event that sparked public outrage. There is some missing material in the Blake Lively-Justin Baldoni case, which has resulted in different opinions. One side strives to present their version of events, while the other responds with their own. The truth is likely somewhere in the middle. Public opinion is shifting, and legal experts predict a difficult outcome for Blake. Sources believe she may face pressure to settle quietly, but she remains adamant. Baldoni's legal team is confident and prepared for any struggle. New discoveries are being made all the time, making it difficult to keep up. Baldoni's team intends to create a website with raw, unedited data, hoping that it will expose their victimhood.